How do you find the motivation needed to go out and push yourself as hard as you can push yourself when nobody's watching? Nobody cares. Nobody knows that you're out there grinding. Nobody knows that you're out there training and putting in that work. Nobody knows. Nobody's gonna care, right? If you're in sports like me, how do you have the motivation to push yourself just as hard or even harder than you would in team training, but just by yourself on weekends, on days that you have off, holidays, on winter break or summer break? How do you still push yourself even though there's nobody to cheer you on, nobody to give you a high five, right? There's nothing, it's just you. This motivation will come from developing a truly competitive mindset and also setting higher standards for yourself. So, how do you do that? To get yourself into a competitive mindset, you need to literally have specific people in your mind that you see yourself in direct competition with. Obviously, you don't announce it to those people, right? Because that would be kind of weird, in my opinion. Maybe not. Maybe if it's like a close friend, then you can communicate that with each other. But choose specific people that you see yourself in direct competition with and that you are aiming to outwork, right? These people can't be people who are way too high above your level. Obviously, eventually, when you get up to that level, then you can choose new people because you want to constantly keep pushing yourself. But what you're going to do is you're going to choose somebody who's either maybe a little bit ahead of you or a little bit below you, but either way, right at your level, right? People who are right about at your level. And you're going to picture them every single time you go out to train, before you go out to train, before you go out to do whatever, right? Maybe this is in the gym, right? You're trying to work out, you're trying to get bigger than somebody, or in a sport, you're trying to get better at them in the sport, or even school. Like, bro, I'm personally, I don't put a lot of time and energy into school, but even in school, you could think of one of your classmates who you want to, get better grades than. That's not me, but or business. If you're doing online business like me, I can literally think of specific people who are around at my level who I want to be better than. Keep these people in your head whenever you're going to, train or lift or whatever, right? And see yourself in direct competition with them. And don't ever allow yourself to settle, right? When you see yourself making some progress, constantly remind yourself that it's people who are way ahead of you, who are making way more progress than you, right? Remind yourself that and don't let yourself settle with any amount of progress, right? You're never good enough because there's people who are always better than you. So you have to aim to surpass them. And then for setting higher standards for yourself, bro, you just need to see yourself as better than who you actually are, better than what you actually are, right? When you're at home and you know that you could be outside training, you could be lifting, you could be doing anything, right? Making more progress to your goals and outworking your competition, but you're not. You're just sitting around. You need to look at yourself and think, I'm better than this. Like, I'm better than this. I can do better. I'm made for more. You need to convince yourself and almost like brainwash yourself, like rewire your brain to think, I am not lazy. I don't sit on my ass. I'm not unproductive. Rewire your brain to think like that. And then what that does for you is when you are being lazy, you feel uncomfortable. Like, it feels uncomfortable to sit around and be lazy, right? You almost feel like you have to go out and train. You have to go lift. You have to go do the productive thing that you should be doing, right? You feel uncomfortable when you're not doing it. I feel more comfortable when I'm outside training than I do when I'm scrolling on my phone. This video is quick, but hopefully it helped you. And if you watch this far, then my Instagram is the first link in the description or the second link in the description. You can hit me up on there and ask me questions if you have them. I also have a mindset course. It's not finished, but you can go check it out. Check out what I have on there. And with all that being said, I'm out.